This is KM Wyland, and you're listening to the 153rd episode of the Wordplay Podcast. I spent my week chugging along on my edits of The Deepest Breath and my outline of Storming. After feedback from one of my editors, I decided to switch deepest from present tense to past tense, so in spite of the ready aid of Word's Find and Replace feature, that little decision has slowed my edit down considerably. Present tense was a fun experience, and I did like a lot of what it brought to the table for this story, but now that I'm switching it to past, I can see the story will be much better this way. If only I could have figured that out to begin with, right? As for Storming, I have moved past my initial concept sketches and what-if questions, and have moved on to character sketches. Using the extensive interview system I've developed over the years, which you can find in my book, Outlining Your Novel, Map Your Way to Success, I'm digging into my main character and having a ball getting to know her. And yes, I have a female main character for the first time since pre-publication days. It's gonna be fun. Should you give your antagonist a POV? The latest post in the video series on my blog talks about the problems of antagonist POVs and how to decide if your antagonist deserves one. To watch it, visit my blog at wordplay-kmwyland, that's weiland.blogspot.com. New videos are posted every Wednesday. And now, I hope you enjoyed this week's podcast, the top 25 ways to blow a book. There are only so many ways to do things right in creating a book, but there are an infinitum of ways to mess it up. Nothing we, or the brilliant likes of the bestsellers, write completely escapes every mistake and pitfall. But some of those mistakes are more costly than others. Let's take a look at the top 25 ways we can blow our books right into our readers' burn barrels. 1. Open the story too soon before the primary action. Prologues are often guilty of this. 2. Begin with a dream. 3. Force-feed the reader the backstory in large flashbacks or dumps. 4. Skip any of the major plot points at the 25%, 50%, and 75% marks. 5. Create characters who act unrealistically or inconsistently. 6. Include scenes in which nothing happens, that is, no conflict. 7. Use POV inconsistently. For example, head hopping. 8. Scorn common spelling, grammar, and punctuation standards. 9. Tell, or summarize, more than you show or dramatize. 10. Pace the plot either too quickly or too slowly. 11. Get the facts wrong. 12. Fail to provide strong character goals and motivations. 13. Use the passive voice more than the active voice. 14. Riddle the prose with cliches. 15. Fail to properly foreshadow and frame plot twists. 16. Create characters who are passive, non-reactive, unlikable, or stereotyped. 17. Include a glut of adjectives and adverbs in lieu of strong nouns and verbs. 18. Dump info, usually in the form of either backstory or research. 19. Confuse readers. 20. Purple your prose. 21. Craft plots that are too predictable. 22. Let your climax peter off instead of slam banging. 23. Resolve the conflict with deus ex machina. 24. Needlessly kill off lovable characters. 25. Preach at readers. If you can avoid every one of these pitfalls in your story, you're likely to please agents, editors, and readers alike. Thank you for listening to the Wordplay Podcast. To read a transcript of this episode, visit me on the web at wordplay-kmwyland, that's weiland.blogspot.com, and be sure to listen again next week.